Hello and welcome to all our viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwarz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold Learning and Gold Midwifery. And today I have a special guest here with me. It's Dr. Tanya Khemet Taiwo. Dr. Tanya Khemet Taiwo is here with me, and welcome, Tanya. It's wonderful to have you here.
Oh, Kristen, thank you so much for that lovely welcome. It's great to be here. Thank you.
You will be speaking at our Gold Midwifery Online Conference of 2023, which is just around the corner. I can't wait for that big event. It's our big first conference of the year. It's kicking off our big year of conferences here at Gold. So I'm very excited about that. And your topic this year is prenatal environmental exposures, what midwives need to know. Very important topic. But before we get there, first of all, I would like to know, where in the world are you located?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm so excited to be invited to participate in in the Gold Conference. I've attended and learned so much over the years, and just so appreciate the opportunity, the opportunity for learning and improving our practice that we can share in this global learning community. And where I am in this global midwifery world is California, Sacramento.
Which experiences quite extreme weather right now.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So it has been quite a challenging time for you. Now, Tanya, correct me if I'm wrong, but you come from a family of midwives, right? You come from a long line of midwives.
Yeah. And it's interesting, so much of the history of midwifery is buried. And
Yes.
and I came to midwifery, and it wasn't until I was about to enter midwifery school, then I told my family, I told my mother, that I was starting a midwifery program, and that's when the stories began to come out. I had known that her mother was a midwife, but they called her nurse, so I thought she was a nurse, and maybe she had caught a few babies, but then I found out that she was actually the midwife in the district. And both my mother and her siblings had all kinds of stories about their mother, waking up in the middle of the night, or people pounding on their door to get her to come to a birth. And then I found out too that the generation above her had also practiced midwifery.
That's amazing.
And yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you were right. I mean, these stories are buried, and Tanya, we need to bring these stories back to life. We need to really show that, because I do believe the whole profession of midwifery owes a lot to all these community midwives, that have been out there in the community, catching babies, and being there working for generations. And I do believe we owe them so much, and we need to get these stories need to come out and be told, for sure. You are also an assistant professor. Talk about that as well. You're teaching new incoming midwives, right?
Yes, and my students inspire me and challenge me in so many ways. And so that is so exciting to have the honor of passing on what I know to a younger generation of midwives. And what we're seeing now is just such increased diversity in the community midwifery profession. And which is it's sad that we had this break.
Right.
And that there was a history where midwifery became white and associated with whiteness, and the racism that was so prevalent both within the medical community as a whole and within the midwifery community here in the United States. And now we're seeing this reckoning and a resurgence, and a recognition that midwifery is is the solution to the poor outcomes that we
Mhm.
experience in the United States, and particularly the disparities that we experience. And so having greater diversity among the students that I teach is just warms my heart.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see. I have to tell you that too. I'm also associated here with a local midwifery school too, and it is fantastic to see the new generation coming in, the diversity, their passion, you know, and we need that. We really, really need that. And you're absolutely right. The landscape is changing, and it took so very long. So hopefully, the midwifery model of care is the solution. I do believe that as well. You know. Caring for families in this way is how we can really improve outcomes here, especially here in the United States. And that's where we still, as long as we still have more Black and brown women dying in labor and childbirth and babies dying, we still have so much work to do, you know, and
So
it
much
can't happen. That we go on like this. So it's so good to see the new generation coming there on board, being strong, and not taking no for an answer. They're fighters, right? You see
Yes,
that too.
they
They're
are. They
fighters.
are. They really are.
And that's wonderful. So I'm really happy to see that and that it's in your area there as well. So now let's talk about the topic. So your topic is prenatal environmental exposures, what midwives need to know. And I'm so glad we chatted a little bit before we came on camera here about it, that I told you how excited I am that you're presenting on this, because it's been a topic that's been neglected and we can no longer look away, right? I mean, just looking at the extreme weather we're living in now all over the world, we really have to really incorporate that into our care. So tell us a little bit about what you will be talking about.
So in my presentation, I'm going to start with a walkthrough of some of the environmental exposures that that impact that impact prenatally, as well as the birth and outcomes. And I'm gonna have to go through with quick fire lightning, so it's people will feel like they're drinking from a fire hose, because there's a lot of emerging research out there that's explaining some of these exposures that are leading to preterm birth, or maybe some of the hypertensive outcomes. And then I'm going to spend a bit of time talking about the prenatal brain specifically. We as midwives know that that the brain starts developing very early in our embryological development and continues throughout the pregnancy and even after the birth. And so we are at risk as humans. Our brains are at risk, throughout that entire time. And with the parents are increasingly concerned about neurodevelopmental conditions like autism and ADHD that we've seen an explosion of, and environmental exposures have been found to be, at the root of some of these increases in these conditions. Then I will spend quite a bit of time talking about environmental justice and the intersection of environmental justice and reproductive justice. Because it is within midwifery that we can really bring those two movements together to support the clients that are in front of us. And then hopefully we'll have some time for discussion, and then I can even do a little bit of learning from participants about how we are going to incorporate this information into midwifery practice, how we're going to be better stewards and better practitioners based on increasing our knowledge of these exposures that are so critical.
Absolutely. Increase our knowledge. And I liked how you say, like, learn from each other. That's what we're doing here at Gold too. I feel like every time we have our conference, it is not only that the students learn from the presenters, but it's also, a communal learning. We all learn from each other, and that's how we improve our practice and give better care. And it sounds absolutely fabulous. I can't wait for you to come here to Gold on the 21st of February to present. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Kristen. I'm looking forward
So,
to it.
Tanya, before I let you go, what are your final words here for us?
Oh, our final words are we're going to turn this around. You know, there's a lot of work that we need to do. And I am so grateful to midwives and how they continue to show up. They continue to show up for their clients. They continue to show up for each other. And yeah, and I just am thrilled to be a part of a movement and a profession that is so committed to the well-being of both our clients and our planet.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Tanya Khemet, Taiwo, thank you so much for sitting down here with me and chatting. Yeah. And it was just a pleasure meeting you, and I'm looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you, Kristen.
And now to our viewers, if you would like to find out more about this presentation and all the other presentation in our Gold Midwifery Online Conference that we're going to kick out here in February 6th is our big keynote opening day. We invite you to go to goldmidwifery.com to find out more about all these presentations when they are. And don't worry if you can't make any of the live events. Everything is always recorded, so you can watch everything at a time that's convenient for you. So thank you again, Tanya, for sitting down here with me. And thank you for everyone watching. And I hope to see you at the conference. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.